You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more. Now your hosts, Cody Pennick, Samantha Cross, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that's back from its secret mission in a foreign land by the man. I'm Josh.
I'm Sam, and I fell in a hole.
And I'm Secret Agent Super Bowl.
All right. Hey, thank you all for tuning in this week. We have a great show for you, a bunch of news we're going to be talking about. But first, we're going to get into an extra large section of Check 'em Outs.
Check it out! Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream.
Berries and cream.
Man, that commercial was wild.
We all did the little lad dance right now. You just couldn't see it.
Yep, that's it.
I mean, I'm wearing the outfit. Crushed blue velvet with that frill.
Oh
man.
Absolutely.
It's on
tight.
Point.
Yes. So we took a couple weeks off, so we're going to go ahead and we've done a bunch of stuff in the meantime. First thing I want to talk about is Matrix Resurrections.
A little movie called The Matrix.
The Matrix. Going to the Matrix.
Free your mind.
So I've seen all of it.
I've watched exactly half.
I watched half of it. Josh, have you seen nothing? Okay.
And I didn't stop at the halfway point because I didn't like it or anything.
See, there you go.
I just got a little sleepy.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's, you know what?
Not the movie's fault.
When the movie's released to home, on demand, that's totally acceptable. You can pick it up, halfway through. I did go to the theater and watch it. And you know what? It was okay.
By the time this airs, it will no longer be on HBO Max.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's only got a couple days left.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I made an attempt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I liked it. I mean, it was okay. There were definitely some things that I'm not as hot on with the film. I think it has maybe the worst fight choreography of any of the Matrix movies.
Oh, that makes me sad because that was like their high point.
And it's not like in the previous movies, it's a lot of long shots, long takes of, very, very detailed, like choreographed fighting and stuff. And this looks more like it's shot for a Netflix action show where it's a lot of close shots of the face and bum, and then it kind of flies away.
It doesn't look like it had the budget the other ones did.
It doesn't, and I don't think it did. It definitely didn't have the budget that 2 and 3 did because Warner Brothers basically threw
lots of money at
them. So I'm going to try to dance around some stuff because, Josh, I know you're probably going to want to watch it at some point, and I don't want to spoil anything. Although if you're at the halfway point, I can at least talk about the first part, which I think I liked more than the second part.
I love how meta the first half hour is.
The whole first half of the movie is them basically saying, "Hey, Warner Brothers was going to make a Matrix sequel, whether we liked it or not. So this is what you get." and they present it in a way of saying that the Matrix is a video game. And Warner Brothers Interactive is going to make a sequel to the Matrix game, whether Neo is a part of it or not. So it's a giant just commentary on the the Hollywood machine and sequels and stuff like that.
Yeah, I really like that when I saw that, and it started getting away from that, and that's when I stopped watching.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's kind of where I kind of lost me a little bit. I understand the type of story that they wanted to tell was very different than the previous Matrix movies. It's almost like the first half of the movie is Lana Wachowski saying, "This is what everyone thinks they want," and the second half is saying, "No, this is what I'm going to show you.
This is what I wanted to make."
Yes, exactly. And for someone who can take that much of a grasp on their stuff and be like, "No, this is what I'm making." No matter what you think. Like the fact that the one guy keeps mentioning bullet time. Everyone keeps mentioning bullet time in the first half.
Yeah, everybody trying to tell you what the Matrix is, and what they think it is.
Yeah.
Where the only people who really know what the Matrix is the Wachowskis.
Yeah.
And in the movie, Neo is the only one that knows.
Right, and therefore the longest time he doesn't even know.
Yeah.
And there's a whole the second half, like I said, it kind of loses me a little bit. I once you guys see it, I do want to have circle back
more
to this
in-depth
movie and have a more
discussion.
I think so. I think it warrants it. but I would say it is good.
I like Bugs.
Bugs is a good character,
and the Bugs Bunny references that she keeps doing.
It's funny because when I first heard the character's name was Bugs, I'm like, okay, like a bug in the machine, but no,
like a bug in the program.
Which it is kind of that, but not.
But more importantly, no, Bugs Bunny. That's the reference. It's Bugs Bunny.
She wears a shirt with a carrot on it at one point.
She has a white rabbit tattoo.
Yeah.
And they make a lot of Bugs Bunny references and stuff.
She says, "What's up, Doc?" And I about died.
She does. Yep. I think it's interesting the way they're handling Morpheus in this.
Yeah.
Because they
he's dead.
They wrote himself into a corner a little bit with the Matrix Online because Morpheus died in the Matrix Online and they decided that everything Matrix is canon.
And honestly, you could take the video game as being the Matrix Online, too.
Yeah.
If you assume everything that happened in the movie is also part of the Matrix Online, then it all kind of works.
It all kind of works. There's only... there are only a few very scarce bits where you have to know what happened in 2 and 3. It's mostly a sequel to the first Matrix movie.
The only one that matters.
So like Superman Returns.
Kinda. Although, like I said, there are a few things. There's one, probably the worst fight scene in the movie. If you're at the halfway point, you might have gotten to that point. Have you gotten to the Malvengian?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I'm sorry to have spoiled that little bit, but it is a massive fight scene. It is not especially good.
Because in the beginning of the second one, I think Neo has a big fight in the Merovingians, like, villa or whatever.
Yeah.
Or it might have been the beginning of the third one. I don't remember.
I don't even remember who that is.
I didn't either.
He was like a program.
He's a rogue program that is a vampire werewolf
thing.
Yeah, and it's the scene where he pops back up in this movie basically grinds the movie to a halt so you can have an action scene, and then the movie continues. Having said that, the final final action set piece has one of the most clever things, and like kind of not so much shocking, but just kind of a whoa, that is a weird idea.
Wait.
Whoa. He does still know kung fu because he says, "I still know kung fu." Whoa. He said the thing.
he said the thing, and we clapped.
I clapped when I saw it. Yeah, I know.
The whole when he meets up with Morpheus in like the little dojo is like that whole scene was like kind of I clapped when I saw it.
Pretty much, yeah. Although I like that it's almost like the Morpheus computer program is kind of going through the motions of being Morpheus because he's programmed to be kind of like Morpheus, but he's not.
Yeah.
Because the first time he pops up, instead of giving the big, huge speech about, what is the real world, what is the fake world, what is this, and he's going blah blah blah, take this pill.
Yeah. Well, I love the part with I think it was Bugs that said it, like how that binary is actually ridiculous anyway.
Yeah, because there's no choice.
There is no choice, and nothing is ever as clear cut as red pill, blue pill.
Exactly.
I thought that kind of callback and that takedown of the whole concept was brilliant.
Yeah. Morpheus is sassy, and I like it.
I really want to finish it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home and finish the movie.
That sounds cool. It's cool. Then we can talk about it next week.
Yeah.
So other things. I picked up a game the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm only about 10 minutes into it.
Perfect place to lay down judgment.
Exactly. It is Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth.
I've heard good things.
It was on sale on the eShop for $15, normally $60. So, and it's the complete. It's both games in like the series, and it is interesting. It is kind of like it. I mean, it's cyber Pokemon essentially.
I've heard it's almost Persona-esque.
It is very Persona-esque, yeah. And the Digimon evolutions that you get are not based. It's not like a 1-to-1 binary kind of like you have this thing that grows into this thing that grows into this thing. If your character hits certain stats, like if their strength stat, if they hit a certain level and their strength stat is this, it'll go in a branching path.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's about 300 odd Digimon in the game, so it's totally doable to get them all. But it's like a lot more work to planning and stuff.
Even in like just the Digimon system in itself.
Yeah,
various things can happen that cause your Digimon to evolve certain ways.
Based on how you take care of them.
Right, and that's what they're kind of doing with this with the different stats. Like if a speed stat is a little bit higher, it goes one way. If
he turns into Fastumon or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's like you could have Greymon or you could have Skull Greymon.
You could have a wolf with jorts or or a poop.
Yeah, you can have any of they are all in there. They are all in there. Agumon shows up very early on, but you don't get one.
Oh.
Yeah. My guy's like a little gear dude.
And
he turns into a big robot or maybe a devil.
Digimon evolutions are wild because like in Pokemon, you kind of get an idea of what they're going to look and what they're going to eventually go and kind of go.
They're all just animals.
Yeah, they're like all animal. Well,
except for the ones that aren't. But
basically, like swords and ice cream and stuff.
Yeah.
Digimon is wild. Like, you have this guinea pig, and it's eventually going to turn into a buff angel man.
It's a bit wild. Yeah. But I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I'm only about 10 minutes in. I'm not even through the prologue yet. But it's fun. It's good.
Have I talked about Shin Megami Tensei V?
You have not.
I got that around Christmas time, and I've played at least 10 hours of it already.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Oh, okay.
It's super good. If you like Persona, which is technically a spinoff of this franchise, but let's not get out in the weeds that far.
Yeah.
It's adult Pokemon.
Okay.
When you really get down to it, it's Pokemon for mature adults. It's more difficult.
I've heard it's like the difficulty spike is like way up there.
Yeah.
With this.
Which you just need to know how to play the system. You need to know what types are gonna
be effective against others. and stuff.
You got to do the rock paper scissors.
Yeah. Sometimes, and you really have to. It's not like Pokemon where you can brute force your way through. That's not going to be that's going to be extra hard.
Gotcha. How does it run on the Switch?
It's fine.
Okay.
I haven't had any major slowdown or anything.
Okay.
The worlds are pretty sparsely populated because it's mostly wastelands and
gotcha.
Because it's post-apocalypse.
Yeah, I heard there's a level about 30 hours in that is like the frame rate kill zone.
Oh no!
Like there's a lot of grass on the ground and it's all individually waving. And it just eats the frame rate of the Switch.
Nom nom nom.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to lose at a boss first just so you can get a gist of what it does. And then go form a team of monsters based on what you know will work. Then go back.
Get your loadout. It's almost like a Monster Hunter. Get your loadout and plan for what you're getting, what you're hunting kind of thing. That's interesting.
Sorry, you said Monster Hunter, and all I thought was that stupid Thomas the Tank Engine video you set to chat.
Yeah, but if you're kind of bored with Pokemon and you wish it was more challenging and also had a really weird story, and all the monsters were based on real mythology, which is really fun and cool. You could see a weird design of a monster and be like, "What is that deal?" And you look in your Pokedex, for lack of a better term, and it will tell you this is based on this monster from the Philippines that eats children or whatever. You actually learn about mythology and stuff while you play.
And that's really cool. Yeah,
I can't wait to get Krampus.
He's probably in there.
Yeah.
Mothman is in there.
Speaking of Mothman, I'm reading a webtoon that is a comedy series about Mothman.
I saw that. I haven't read it yet, but I saw you send it in the chat.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I would have got this game sooner. It's so good.
Oh, I'm glad. Things I've been doing. I'm caught up on Book of Boba Fett.
Me too.
Cool. Okay.
I like it. I don't get people's complaint they made Boba Fett suck.
He doesn't.
No, he's been, been through a lot. You're not going to be the same guy you were.
He's human.
Yeah.
He's allowed to be fallible.
Yeah.
It's the same people that complain about Luke Skywalker
being whiny.
Not allowed to be a person.
Yeah, that's So that's not cool.
Like, why isn't Luke Skywalker coming in and using the Force to kill everybody? It's like, well, because that's not
what he does.
Yeah.
And for the people who thought, oh, Boba Fett, he's the coolest guy ever, based on the original trilogy, what did he do? He stood around and then got ate by the sand monster.
Yeah.
He has, in the whole original trilogy, I think he has 5 or 6 lines of dialogue.
Maybe.
And one of those is, ah!
Yeah. But I'm glad it's good. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I do enjoy it. It's interesting to return to Tatooine in like such a way, I guess.
It's all been Tatooine based.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't left it.
Interesting.
I don't think we are going to leave it.
No.
Huh.
Because his whole thing is he's taking over Jabba's empire.
Okay.
Yeah, he's crime boss. He's like the last episode makes a really important point of, I'm tired of working for idiots that don't work in my interest.
He definitely just like roasts Darth Vader right there on the spot.
Yeah. Interesting.
And Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
Cool. I haven't had a chance to check it out, but I've been wanting to. Sounds good.
The last episode had a few kind of sort of flashbacks to the Mandalorian season
1, I think.
Yeah, Like it shows him like when he picked up Fennec Shan after she got gut shot by the Mandalorian.
Is that what's her name?
Ming-Na Wen.
Ming-Na Wen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every time she appears on screen, you have to chant Ming-Na Wen.
She's so great.
She is great.
Also,
I love her.
Fennec Shan popped up in the Bad Batch too.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in the Bad Batch, the Clone Wars spin-off continuation, whatever that Disney Plus had, she pops up.
Cool. Ming-Na Wen seems like she's down for just about any kind of role that she can
done
do.
everything. She's Mulan.
She's Mulan.
Her daughter was in Mulan too.
Right. Chun-Li.
Chun-Li. She
most important role of hers, Chun-Li.
She was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and she was probably the best character in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
She was one of the best.
She's been a Disney princess. She's been a...
Can you really call Mulan a Disney princess?
Technically.
She's part of the marketing.
She's part of the marketing, and she, in theory, gets together with the Prince General Man.
That was his name, Prince General Man.
It's the movie's about Mulan. I don't have to care about about the other ones. It's about Mulan.
But she's been a Disney princess. She's a Star Wars, and she's been in the Marvel universe. She's done all the things.
Yeah, all she's got to do is be in a DC thing, and then she'd have like the geek EGOT.
Hopefully
she wouldn't be in a...
Hopefully a James Gunn DC project.
Right? Preferably.
Right?
I would actually... It would be interesting to see her... So there is Lady Shiva, who was martial arts master who helped train Bruce Wayne and Nana Parbat before he became Batman. It would be interesting to see her in a Batman movie, even the Robert Pattinson one with the early Batman, being like, okay, this is just even a blink and you miss it kind of cameo. Yeah. That would be right there.
And like she's just like I when I was on Twitter, I followed her on Twitter.
And she's a delight.
Oh, yeah. She's super awesome. She's super excited about everything. She's super positive.
She presented at the Game Awards and didn't make me cringe at all.
Oh, speaking of the Game Awards, can you believe in The Matrix? Can you believe that Jeff Keighley, the Dorito Pope...
Stinky Jeff
got his doggone Game Award into the movie?
More than once,
multiple times on screen, very visible. It's dumb.
That makes me mad.
Yeah.
That makes me real mad. That's stupid.
Speaking of James Gunn DC, I won't talk a lot about it.
No, don't talk a lot about it.
Because I'm the only one that's watched it. But Peacemaker is out and it's good and you should watch it.
Yeah.
Especially the opening sequence, which is hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a musical number, isn't it?
It's a whole big dance thing and it is dumb and it's funny.
Excellent.
And the show is filled to the brim with like the cheesiest hair metal you've ever heard. Like just these songs that don't sound like they should even be real, but they are.
Like some like Steel Panther stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
And John Cena is hilarious and just it's really good.
Oh man, yeah. I
mean, don't get
need
me
to get
wrong.
caught up
I
with
liked
that.
his bits in the Suicide Squad.
He was the standout character in the Suicide
Yeah,
Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt was telling me it was really good. I've been meaning to get there.
I say waste no time.
Okay, I will get on that. I will absolutely get on
Run,
that.
don't walk
Yeah.
to your TV to the HBO Max.
Between this and Boba Fett, I've been really enjoying my Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Excellent.
Also, isn't that kind of weird? Like Mandalorian always released on like Friday, and now Boba Fett releases on Wednesdays.
Probably because Mandalorian's going to start releasing on Fridays again.
Also, did you hear the musical tease at the end of the last Boba Fett episode?
It was the Mando theme.
Yeah,
wasn't
he
it?
was talking about they need to hire some muscle. And then the opening lines of the Mandalorian theme start playing.
Oh, nice.
So-
The theme played multiple times in the episode.
Yeah.
Because there's one
Cool.
point like Boba Fett's like sitting in the dark, and you see like a flare, or it might have even been the jet. No, I don't think he had the jetpack yet at that point, but in the flashback anyway.
Cool.
But yeah, next week, I have a strong feeling that the Mandalorian is going to show up next week
Fair enough. Okay.
on the Boba Fett show starring Boba Fett featuring Finnick Shand.
And Kristan, the evil Wookiee, who ripped a dude's arm off, and I loved it.
And Matt Berry Robot.
Oh yeah, he's in it too.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They hired the most boisterous sounding man in the world to play a monotone droid, which is kind of a waste of his ability, but also it's funny that
It's
he's
hilarious.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His character on What We Do in the Shadows is absolutely hilarious.
I loved him on Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jordan and I started watching that a while back, and I mean, weird but great. I loved
Yeah.
it.
After you finish that, watch What We Do in the Shadows.
I've watched a little bit of it,
'Cause it is
and it's what I've seen is very good.
It gets continually better as it goes.
Really?
Till the
Okay.
point where it's like darn near perfect at this point.
I still haven't watched the show because I haven't watched the movie.
You don't have to.
Don't have to. From what
I want
understand.
to, though.
I mean, you should watch the movie because it's very good, but they don't connect except for some cameos in like the season finale. But even then, you wouldn't have to have seen it.
Hey, speaking of seasons and stuff, that really needs to come back. The second part of Owl House needs to hurry up.
Yeah,
I'm like
Oh.
Jonesing for a new cartoon.
we got to talk about Encanto.
Yes, we have to talk about
I
Encanto.
have not watched Encanto.
We have to talk around Encanto.
We have to talk around Encanto. It's speaking of things that are very, very good.
It's charming.
It is. It's fantastic. The music is great.
I thought it was great. Yeah.
The story is good.
I saw this article where Disney has found out that the toys for the main girl are not selling real well because everyone is super excited about Super Buff Lady.
Yeah, they want
Yeah,
the muscle lady. 'cause
She's pretty great.
cool.
She's pretty great. The flower sister is pretty great.
They specifically made a lot of toys of the flower sister,
Oh,
thinking
yeah,
that's what
that's
the
the
little
one.
girls would want. Turns out, no, they want the muscle lady.
Because she's big and strong and
Yeah.
muscly.
And apparently the animators had to fight with Disney to be able even to give her muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's wonderful. All the songs are great. It has a really, really, like you said, it has a really great message to it.
Non-traditional Disney story. There's no villain. There's no set villain.
Not really, no.
From what I understand, there is kind of a villain, but it's more of an abstract thing.
I mean,
I wouldn't even say abstract. I would say
Trauma.
the villain is intergenerational trauma.
yes, exactly.
That's what I was gonna say. I was
Exactly,
gonna say-
which is a pretty heady concept for a children's film.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting watching the Pixar movies compared to the Disney 3D animation movies. They're very similar, but I've noticed the color grading of all things are the thing that makes the two that differentiate the two the most.
Yeah.
Encanto
Because
is gorgeous.
Encanto is gorgeous. A lot of the Disney animation, they're a lot more saturated. They have a lot more like deeper colors and stuff. Where the Pixar stuff tends to be just a hair bit more kind of not gray, but like flattened out a little bit. But yeah, the colors and the designs and everything in Encanto is like just top notch.
She doesn't even have like an animal sidekick like every Disney princess does.
No, her cousin has the animal sidekicks.
Yeah, he's got all the animal
Yeah.
sidekicks.
Yeah, and one of them is Steve the Pirate from Dodgeball. Alan Tudyk. He is.
I swear, he just I feel like Disney just mails him checks.
Well,
because he's in everything they do.
Well, he's become the Disney Animation's
John
version
Ratzenberger?
of John Ratzenberger. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
He's the Disney Tom Kenny.
Right. All right, well, hey, let's go ahead and take a break here, and when we come back, we're going to get into some news.
Hello, I'm Greg Dunham, the host of Long Play here on WZMO. I just wanted to take a minute to assure our many fans and listeners that my staff and I take our job seriously here at WZMO. We will always strive to bring only the highest quality audio entertainment to you and yours. Who am I kidding? We just grab whatever album's on top of the stack. Join us every Friday at 11 p.m. and Saturday at 3 p.m. for Long Play. Tune in to see what we've come up with this week. Catch us every weekend right here on WZMO.
Hey, we're back. You just heard a couple of promos for some of the other great programs here on WZMO. Now we're going to go ahead and get into some of this geek news.
I am the cream of the crop. Yeah, the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
I always want to call WZMO the Big Wazoo. Because I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think WZMO, the Big Wazoo.
It sounds like I'm picturing it in my head, and
Marion.
all I can see is Gritty going down a water slide.
Yep. All right, so yeah, we have some news here, so we'll go ahead and get into some of this stuff. What do you guys want to start with?
Kirby.
Let's talk about Kirby and the Forgotten Lands.
Forgotten
Yeah,
Lands,
well,
yes.
Yeah,
he's a little pink round boy, and he's here to be your friend.
Yep, there's a full trailer out for the game, and it has a release date. It's end of March, I think.
Yeah,
it said
very sooner than I was expecting.
Yes, absolutely, and this is
Especially for this ambitious of a Kirby project.
I think it's ambitious, but also I think they had a lot of the framework already done because it looks, open world. I think it's running on a modified version of the Mario Odyssey engine.
Which was already kind of stealing Kirby's
It was.
thing to
It
begin
kinda
with.
was.
So, it works.
It works, and it looks.
They were eating each other's lunch.
They were. I think
Especially Kirby.
yeah. Oh
Because
yeah.
he eats things.
Yeah, exactly.
I got the joke.
There we go. Yeah,
Let's go.
But the trailer looks really good. It looks really cute. I can't wait to see what kind of eldritch horror the secret final boss is going to
Yes.
be.
Right?
And
Because that
him,
is a thing that it always happens.
and they gave him a gun. He has a gun now.
He does have a gun.
It's a little blunderbuss, but it is still a gun.
So anyway, he just starts blasting.
Yeah. And he wears a little pith helmet while he does it.
Yep.
Oh.
He's a little colonizer.
I was going to say, they're making some commentary on colonization.
But like there seems to be just
Kirby, Empress of India.
Jeez. No. There seems to be like a general kind of plot where something is happening to the Waddle Dees, like the little
The little orange guys.
guys.
The Kirby Goombas, basically.
Yeah, basically. But they also seem like they once you save them, they start populating areas. Almost, it looks like.
Yeah, there's like a little town you go back
Yeah.
to, I guess, that their Waddle Dees run, and you can fish there, and you can like work in a restaurant or something.
Something. Yeah.
It looks neat.
Like they've integrated the mini games that usually come with Kirby games into the game itself.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
And look, I've been starving for a Nintendo game.
yeah,
It's been so long.
it has been a while.
So long.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, we've got the Pokemon one coming, but that's Game Freak, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
It's like Nintendo Light.
And that
Yeah.
and that's going to be more Monster Hunter than Pokemon. I just have a feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm fine. Which, you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm going to give this one a shot.
I can't decide if I want to buy it sight unseen or I want to wait till I see a review.
I am what I've kind of decided in my head, because ultimately, while Sword and Shield was fun, I don't think I ended up not liking it
Yeah.
as much as I thought I would.
Yeah.
And
I enjoyed it while I was playing it,
Yes.
but the more I think back on it, the more I kind of don't like it.
I have no interest in going back to it.
Yeah.
And I kind of, outside of Pokemon Go, which is just kind of a time waster on the phone, really.
I like the Pikmin game better.
Yeah, and that one's a really kind of a
That's
more
almost-
interesting concept anyway.
Yeah, it's almost
But-
nothing.
But what I'm getting at is I'm kind of using this Pokemon game as kind of the last kind of
This is your last chance, Game
this
Freak.
is the last chance. I'm serious, because I don't want I only allow myself a certain amount of money for video games. I don't have a whole lot of time for them. And if I'm playing something that I'm ultimately not enjoying,
what's the point?
then why am I playing it?
Especially, I don't know.
Especially the way I play Pokemon, which is I have to collect everything.
Yeah.
Which is to death.
Yeah, the OCD, the OCD definitely kicks in with Pokemon, and this might be it for.
Do you think maybe you're falling out of the franchise again?
I don't think I'm falling out of the franchise because I'm still doing Pokemon Go pretty regularly, and I will probably continue to do Pokemon Go.
I mean, it's the easy one.
Yeah, but I think Game Freak has to start innovating. They have to do something because everything it's too samey.
Yeah,
and they're taking. I think they took a lot of really safe choices for Sword and Shield, which I guess I can.
I mean,
I can understand. It's their first.
Yeah. And it's a
full console
bajillion-dollar franchise.
Right.
It's hard to make pivots with that kind of...
Right, but if you're not innovating, then you're stagnating, and the game feels stagnant.
That's what Shin Megami Tensei helped me realize, like, oh my god, this is so much better.
Yeah. Well, the 10 minutes I played Digimon, it's like, it's just different enough that it makes it interesting. And So I am going to pick up the Pokemon Legends.
Yeah, I did, and I didn't pick up the Diamond and Pearl. Was that what it was?
Diamond and Pearl. No, I didn't.
That's the other thing.
I'm done with remakes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm tired of remakes, but if this whole
I'm tired of Pokemon remakes.
Yeah. I was gonna say because there's that whole rumor going around that we might be getting like a Zelda kind of all-star kind of thing,
like a Oracle. They're talking. There's been rumors that the Oracle games are going to get the Link's Awakening treatment.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, because those are fantastic,
those are good games.
Underappreciated Zelda
but also
games.
there's talk that we might be getting a 2-pack of of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess as well. But again, it's a rumor. But
hey, I don't know. I don't know.
It'll be like the absolutely forgettable Mario 3D All-Stars where they did the bare minimum of anything.
Yes.
But hey, at least that version of Mario 64 runs slightly better than the expansion pass one does.
I'm still mad about that expansion pass.
yeah, they really need. That was really
We got.
It really stinks.
Yeah.
It really does.
It's a shame too.
And I was excited for it because I like
I was
64
too.
games.
Oh
but
yeah.
I was too. Okay, so let's talk about some other stuff. We had a couple of trailers for some things. First up, Bob's Burgers, the movie.
Yeah, Bob's Burgers is getting a movie.
That's awesome. I think I maybe watched... For what I've seen of Bob's Burgers, I like, but it's not something that I would sit down and watch.
I love Bob's Burgers. It's a comfort show for me.
I think I've seen every single one.
I mean, Bob's Burgers doesn't do a lot of... It's very, I don't know, there's no overarching plot for the most part.
And it's pretty self-contained.
Kind of
and
episodic, self-contained kind of thing.
Crazy stuff doesn't happen. It's just what are the Belchers going to get into this week that's, relatable and not ridiculous? And
For me, it's one, I love their dynamic. I love their relationship.
I love how much they love each other.
Yeah.
Begrudgingly. Well, not begrudgingly, but... with their flaws.
Yes,
and they all have weird flaws. And then you have but then everyone else don't get me wrong, the Belchers are weird people, but all the characters around them are even weirder.
Yeah.
Like their landlord and his brother, and
their landlord is basically a Bond villain.
yeah, he's a Bond villain. He looks like a Bond villain too.
Yeah.
But I love Bob's Burgers. I hope the show doesn't take a huge decline after the movie.
I mean, that's what happened with Simpsons.
That's exactly where I was getting to.
That's what happened with the Rugrats as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild Thornberries and Hey Arnold.
Well, we didn't get the Hey Arnold. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie is older.
Did they make new episodes after the movie?
I think they did.
Oh,
I think they did.
I was never a huge Hey Arnold.
I wasn't either.
I watched it if it was on. I liked it fine, but I wasn't a fan.
Same here. Let's see, other trailers. We had a trailer for Marvel's Moon Knight, one of their next shows coming up on Disney Plus, starring Oscar Isaacs, and it looks pretty intense.
It's gonna be bananas.
Yeah, so Moon Knight is kind of, sorta Marvel's Batman, kinda.
Yeah.
If Batman didn't know what he was doing at night?
Yeah.
And had a possible magic.
Or he has he definitely has dissociative identity disorder. Mark Spector was a Tomb Raider, basically.
Yeah.
And was
archaeologist?
Tomb Raider.
Oh, okay.
He definitely stole things. And he was either hit in the head really hard or possessed by the
Egyptian spirit.
An Egyptian god named Khonshu, to become the Midnight Avenger, and it kind of shattered his psyche, so he has like multiple personalities, which is going to be, boy, they're going to have to walk a fine line with that one. I hope they are able to talk about that kind of stuff and not make it go do the easy route.
Yeah,
with it,
yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Plus, it's focusing on a character that a lot of people outside of or outside of more dedicated comic fans know about.
I mean, if people outside of comics, if they've seen New Moon Knight, they've seen that one fake panel about Moon Knight yelling at Dracula about his $20.
Yeah.
Fake?
About
it's
fake. It's not real.
Unfortunately, it's fake.
Or when he's like dragging his bloody self down an alley. Let's get this bread.
Oh yeah. Or someone says, "Hey, that's Moon Knight. You better watch out." And the other one's, I hear he throws random stuff.
Random BS go.
Random BS go, and he's just like him throwing a bunch of boomerangs out. Yeah, but people have probably seen the memes,
Yes.
but haven't really.
Yeah, he's like he's like Batman in Deadpool without the fourth wall breaking.
Yes, kinda.
Comic Deadpool, because he has voices in his head too.
Right.
I was kind of hoping they do She-Hulk next, but this does look very good.
This looks very good. Yeah. Well,
I'm not disappointed. I was just hoping it was She-Hulk.
I'm hoping they're taking their time with She-Hulk.
That's true.
You're also a really big She-Hulk fan.
True.
Yeah.
Well, the She-Hulk in her law office fan.
I think that would be the better way to go with the show.
Yeah.
Those She-Hulk comics they did
great.
were really good.
Yeah, they're really, really good. Oh, that's something I forgot to mention when one of my check 'em outs. I went down to Kosai and did the Marvel that Marvel exhibit that they have down there until I think it's down there till Labor Day, I believe.
Oh crap, I got to get down there.
Yeah, I keep meaning to go.
Yeah, it is.
And the Van Gogh exhibit. I want to see the Van Gogh.
It is fantastic.
It looked good.
If you have any affinity towards any of the Marvel stuff, whether it be the movies, the comics, any of it, you want to go to this because not only, they have a lot of the screen-worn costumes and stuff like that, but they also had a lot of original panel work from a lot of really
cool,
really like well-known comics. There's a lot of original Jack Kirby art down there.
I was going to ask if there's some Kirby stuff.
Man.
Oh, it's very, very good. There's even a tiny section where Squirrel Girl shows up in it.
Nice.
It's like, and they get down to everything. They cover everything. It is absolutely worth the money to get down there.
It sounds like the Marvel version of that video game developer one they had not too long ago.
Yes.
And by not too long ago, it was probably like 5 years ago at this point.
Right.
But I was just there geeking out looking at Will Wright's notes for The Sims.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, it was amazing to see some of the original panel work and see where the inker did not exactly follow the artist's like line work and stuff like that, and because you never see that stuff.
That's the thing. Seeing real actual art on a wall is a completely different experience than seeing a picture of it.
Absolutely, 100%.
It is an added cost, though, isn't it?
It's like an extra $15.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So it's not the cheapest, but it's definitely, if go down to that and then go to like World Market and get some, or not World Market, North Market. And get something to eat and make a day out of it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I would definitely recommend it.
Anyway, back to the news.
Other trailers. Cuphead, the animated series.
The Netflix Cuphead.
It's gorgeous.
It looks very, very good. It's as close to the old school 30s noodle rubber hose style of art that they could do without it looking old.
Putting Netflix out of business for it costing so much.
Right. It looks fantastic, and it looks like it's following the plot of the game pretty closely, which I was not expecting. I thought we were going to get a bunch of like standalone, like episodic,
kind of like an Animaniacs thing.
Like an Animaniacs thing.
Or like a Ren and Stimpy thing where it's like, oh, well, today they are stealing pies off of windowsills.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but no, it looks like it's actually following the plot of the game, and it might actually have a little bit of a storyline that goes
Now they're
through the
rubber nipple
episodes.
salesmen.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Ren and-
Oh, Ren and Stimpy.
Less said about Ren and Stimpy, the better, as far as I'm concerned. But that's
Right.
that's me.
Hey,
I
as
mean,
long as it's past the first season, there's no John K. involvement.
well, that's true. That's true.
And those people worked really hard, and you're allowed to enjoy that.
That's well said.
Okay.
Let's see. Was there another trailer?
Shenmue.
Oh yeah, Shenmue the animation.
The Crunchyroll Adult Swim collaboration for the Shenmue anime based on the video game series.
It looks like a more palatable way to enjoy the storyline of Shenmue than playing the game.
what
is.
storyline there is?
Yeah.
Shenmue historically does not have a lot going on. I mean, it has like an end goal, but also there's a lot of menial tasks that you have to do.
Like the first game was like a visual novel with a little bit of fighting game in it and some mini games. The second one was mostly just
Walking back and forth.
yes.
I always
Oh, and learning Tai Chi from a guy under a tree.
I always appreciated what it did
Yes.
and what it was about, but the act of actually playing the game is not fun.
Oh, and lots of QuickTime events, especially
Yeah.
the first one.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yep. Okay, so some of the other, we're getting kind of near the end, so we got to do
Yeah.
a couple of quick hits. So Wordle has taken the world by storm.
You know,
We got to mention it.
it's interesting. I mean, it was designed by a guy that his partner loves word puzzles.
Yeah.
And-
well, here's the thing. There was a game show already.
Yeah, Lingo.
Lingo. It was
Oh,
on the Game
was
Show
it?
Network. Yeah. Chuck Woolery hosted it. It was already a show.
It was a good show.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show.
I never saw it.
Yeah. I mean, you played Wordle, you know what it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I think in that game they actually had a bingo drum with letters on it, and they pulled the letters out.
So it wasn't you just guessing letters?
It's not you guessing, but it's basically
Yeah,
the
okay.
same thing. But it was, Wordle is a very fun game. You just go online. There's no app or anything.
Nope.
Although
There are
people-
some apps, but they are
they're all ripped off.
yeah.
I would not recommend downloading them because they are people trying to make a quick buck off of this guy's idea.
And ad revenue.
Yeah, and that's kind of crummy.
And the guy that made it doesn't make any money on
No,
it.
No,
he didn't want to.
no.
Yeah, he just
He did it for fun. He did it for
and
funsies.
and he loaded about 2,500 words into it. I believe it's set to go for a good long time. You get one word a day, 6 chances to guess it. It's a lot of fun.
I am terrible at it. I've tried to play it once. I sat down in front of it, and all of a sudden I'm like, what is a 5-letter word? Are there any 5-letter words?
I've gotten pretty good about getting it on the 5th one.
That's my average. I'm like 4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or
Though
5.
today I got it on the 2nd, and I was like, yeah.
There was one that I got on the first one. I just randomly guessed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the Microsoft
Yes.
We gotta.
thing? We
Yeah,
have to.
that's a big deal.
Big news. This is a big video game thing. Microsoft has bought Activision
We're
Blizzard.
in the process.
Is in the process. It's not going to be finalized until the end of the fiscal year, which is July 2022.
Yes.
Yep.
But it's all but said and done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically it's what they got to do. It's how it works.
And it's Microsoft is going to be acquiring franchises like World of Warcraft. They're going to be acquiring
The Call of Duty.
Overwatch, and Overwatch, whatever they've done on Overwatch 2.
Crash Bandicoot is now a Microsoft man.
Hey, that means
And Spyro.
And Spyro.
that means both of them and Banjo-Kazooie can all high five in a game together.
They could.
Yeah, they won't, but they could.
But yeah, this is a big move. Blizzard just says buying up everybody.
Well, it's
You
not
mean
Blizzard and
Microsoft.
Microsoft. is buying
Yeah, that's what I
everyone.
meant. Microsoft. Yeah.
You know what's the weird thing? They own all of the old Sierra adventure games.
Oh, they
now.
do,
So they
really?
own King's Quest.
Oh, wow,
and
okay.
Police Quest and Leisure Suit Larry.
Okay, so here's the thing about this. I usually get a little squeamish when a giant company starts acquiring everything.
Disney.
It happened when Disney did all this stuff. However, with what is going on at Activision Blizzard and what is going to result from this acquisition by Microsoft, I'm going to give them a slide. I'm going to let this one happen because Bobby Kotick's going to be out on his butt.
I mean, to be fair, we don't know what goes on in Microsoft either, because I'm sure there's probably a lot of
Bad stuff.
of bad culture there too, because it's been around forever too. But All their dirty laundry's not in the air, so we don't know.
And here's the thing: whatever is going on behind closed doors at Microsoft is categorically not as bad as what is going on in front of open doors at Activision Blizzard,
and has been going on at Blizzard for a very long time.
Yeah, if this can even be like an incremental net positive, then
that's the thing. Like when all that stuff like started dumping out, it really broke my heart because it was.
And it's a shame we can't talk about what exactly we're talking about. Think of what some of the worst things in the workplace you can think of. Chances are that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and it just sucks because I loved Blizzard. I loved the Lost Vikings, the Warcraft series, Diablo.
Was that BioShock was part of that as well?
No, that's Take-Two.
That's Take-Two. That's right.
Microsoft hasn't bought them yet.
They're getting there though, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Waka waka waka.
I think it's probably a net bad for the video game industry as a whole, but I'm just, trying not to think about it.
But it's a net good for the people that work at Activision Blizzard because it's the good folks that work at Activision Blizzard because, it's their work environment is going to improve.
Oh, man. Speaking of work environments and stuff, and it's news and we didn't put it on the list, but did you see the trailer for the new Lego Star Wars game, the Skywalker Saga?
No, I have not.
Oh, yeah.
Is it good?
Oh, yeah. They released a huge trailer. But then on top of that, news came out that the guys working on it at TT Games were working 80 to 100 hours in crunch. A week.
Yeah.
A week.
For a Lego game.
Yikes, Rooney. Crunch is bad in any form, but that is yikes.
Yeah.
Bowser.
Not good.
No.
I probably wasn't going to buy that game anyway, but I'm definitely not going to now when it goes on sale.
Yeah.
Whenever I buy a Lego game, it's always when it's like $5.
Sure. Yeah.
I haven't played a Lego game in forever.
But I was gonna say about the Microsoft Blizzard thing, it's probably a net bad for the game industry, but I'm trying not to think about it and just trying to think about all of the new Activision Blizzard games I'm going to enjoy on Microsoft Game Pass for PC and Xbox.
Exactly. Yep.
I really hope they kind of reverse some of the really bad decisions Activision Blizzard made in the last couple years. Because, like, Warcraft 3 Reforged is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Though I heard the Diablo Resurrected's not bad. But that was a different team. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I hate the idea of giant corporations, creating more monopolies. But in this stage of late-stage capitalism, we can't get away from it.
I hope they make Call of Duty an Xbox exclusive just so people get upset.
That would be so good. That would be so good. Yeah, I love it.
Oh, man. I think the internet would literally burn down.
Yeah, and I don't see why they wouldn't. Too, like, if you want people to invest in the Xbox ecosystem, that's how you do it. You take most popular game franchise that there is.
I mean, Sony's been eating their lunch over the last, I don't know, like what, 5-10 years?
Yeah,
about
at least since the Xbox One came out.
Yeah, so I mean, and more power to them, I guess. I mean, I hate saying that because I love my PlayStation, but
Microsoft has gone a long way in making the Xbox ecosystem a lot better.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they might not have a lot of exclusives, but they have a lot of other features that are nice, like the Game Pass.
Yeah, and
stuff
really
like
consumer friendly.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we have time for two more. We're going to do one negative and one positive.
All right.
Negative. What about that Riddler?
Yes, the Riddler from the new Batman movie.
Tell me about that
Trash
Riddler.
Man. He comes in and eats all the trash.
He looks like he is wearing a burlap sack, green burlap sack.
He doesn't look like the Riddler. He looks like a serial killer.
Which I guess if that's the tone they're going for,
they were going for the Zodiac.
Yeah,
like how he wore that like bag suit.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're going for, but that's not.
That's not the Riddler.
The Zodiac is not the Riddler.
Yeah,
sure. The Zodiac wrote a code, but it was stupid.
Yeah, no, this Riddler.
To be fair, they didn't figure out the Zodiac's code till last year.
Well,
but what it said was stupid.
Right. But anyway, so I've been pretty on board with most of the design choices for this Batman movie. The Robert Pattinson Batman. It is going to be another dark, grim, gritty. I kind of wish that they would,
get away from it.
Go to the more fantastical stuff. But you know what? Whatever. Their version of Catwoman looks great. Their version of the Penguin It's
haven't seen-
Colin Farrell is unrecognizable.
We haven't seen enough of him to know.
He looks like Richard Karn? No.
Like from Home Improvement?
No, not Home Improvement. Who am I thinking of? Richard Kind. He's a comedian. He was on Spin City.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
He looks, it's crazy. They could have just gotten Richard Kind, but instead, no. But
he looks like he's wearing one of those ponchos that the FBI wears.
Yes,
but they gave him too big of one,
and he just put it on his yeah. But yeah, this Riddler's a junk from a trash heap. It's just not good.
It's bad.
It's real bad.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Jim Carrey looked better.
I mean, at least you could look at that and say, okay, that's the Riddler.
Yeah.
Frank Gorshin was always the best, though.
Oh,
he was absolutely the best.
Well, yeah, but I also really enjoy Batman the Animated Series Riddler, too.
Oh, he was good, too. Yep. And
okay, so that's our negative. So what's our positive?
Our positive. So Harry Potter's going to be Weird Al?
Oh, jeez. That's the one you picked. All right.
That's the one I picked.
Daniel Radcliffe is going to play Weird Al in a Weird Al biopic?
Yes.
Mockumentary?
Here's the thing. It is going to be a mockumentary, but the initial articles were not clear enough on that. So there were an awful lot of people confused about, what? They're making a serious movie about Weird Al with Daniel Radcliffe? No, what it is they're doing something in the style of like one of those overly dramatic biopics, like
It's Walk Hard.
It's Walk Hard,
Yeah.
but Weird Al.
Yeah.
And and it's interesting because the guy who is co-writing this with Weird Al is actually co-writing the movie.
Oh, then it'll be hilarious.
It'll be great. But he, like 5 or 6 years ago, no, I think it was like 8 years ago, did a fake trailer called Weird, the Weird Al story for Funny or Die with Aaron.
I remember
with
that.
Aaron Paul as Weird Al, as an alcoholic Weird Al that makes out with Madonna and all this stuff. And that's what this is. They're just doing a full movie of that fake trailer. And I think
that's how Machete got started.
It's right. The only thing with it is it's being released in a weird way. It's a Roku channel exclusive of all things.
To be fair, Roku TVs are pretty common.
They're
now.
pretty common, and nature will find a way for me to watch this movie when it comes out. But
Roku is Japanese for the number 6.
Oh, good to know.
He was also the avatar before Aang.
I don't have a third thing to add to that, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I tried, guys. But with that failure, I think we have hit time for the week. You have been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Patreon, and TikTok at Nerd Overload now.
You can send us an email, staff@nerdoverload.com, or give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline. That's 586-372-8020. Give us a call and we might play it on the show. And we have a back catalog of a couple voicemails we need to play.
We will get to them next week.
It's a busy week
guarantee
this week.
It's been a busy week. We'll get to it next week. You can find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and more. And finally, I'd like to thank David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Hey, Italian government, good job, good choice. I think we all stand Tifa here.